And good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. Welcome back. We took the day off yesterday to celebrate New Year's. Well, let's be honest about it. We stayed out too late with the ball downtown Meridian and just couldn't function as we made our rounds around Meridian. So glad to have you back joining us. It is 2026. Can anybody believe that? The clock is ticking. We're all getting older, but boy, aren't we having a good time. We got so much to talk about today as we begin our new adventure and go over what happened New Year's. We'll do all that. We got some headlines that are shaping America this morning as well. We'll tell you that. Plus your weather forecast. Grab a umbrella. The odds are you may need it today. We'll show you radar and so much more. That's on the way this morning here at the Scotty Ray Report. Let's get things rolling as we started off, as we always do. Let's get a good word. Got to have some little Jesus early, I guess you got to say. Let's go out to Collinsville First Baptist.
We are definitely living in an information age. As far as news is concerned, we can know about things in real time all around the world. Our news outlets have the capacity to go live as things are happening. We can get information delivered on our devices and set those devices to send notifications when something is happening that we might want to know about. I have groups wanting to send me notifications all the time. I bought something online just yesterday, and one of the questions asked by the vendor is whether or not I wanted them to send me notifications to my phone when they had special deals on their products. With all the access we have to all the information and news there is around the world, all the information and news isn't for everyone. I may have access to all this stuff, but most of it either doesn't affect me or interest me at all. Good news, bad news, it may not be for everyone, regardless of whether or not we have access to it. Luke 2:10 tells us of when the angel of the Lord announced the birth of Jesus to the shepherds while they were in the fields doing what shepherds do. The verse says, "But the angel said to them, 'Do not be afraid. I bring you good news of great joy that will be for all the people.'" The angel has specific news to give to that specific group of shepherds, but the good news the angel had to bring was for all the people. That's the nature of the good news of Jesus Christ. It is good news for all people. That good news is that Jesus came to save His people from their sins. And it is news that everyone must hear because we all have the same problem with sin. If you are within the sound of my voice, know that the good news of Jesus is for you. You can know this Jesus personally, and He can give you a brand new life that is eternal and transforming. Trust in Him today and tell others that this good news is for everyone. Change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, and Mowdy Cabinetry. Hope you enjoyed that message as we begin today. Again, January the 2nd, 2026. It's Friday morning. We're so glad that you chose us to be a part of this. As I begin this, I say this with confusion on my face because I don't think I've ever had one. And what I mean by that was a kid going out to, I kid you not, growing up in a small town where there's 400 people, you don't go out to eat a whole lot. Well, there's nowhere to eat other than the local convenience store, and a delicacy is, well, the tater logs. Y'all all know that. They're great, and I'm still hooked on them to this day. Paper straws. I don't believe I've ever seen a paper straw. McDonald's was like big time to us as a kid. You know, they were plastic. But paper straws? Well, they're banning them in Florida, citing concerning for health risk for children. What's one even look like? I honestly,
it looks just like a straw. It's just a hard.
It's hard. What is it? Tear? It looks.
Eventually, I mean,
well, it looks like if it's made of paper, when you run some Coca-Cola through it, it'd fall apart. But that's just Kemper County and me. I'm sorry.
You got a couple of hours to use it, but then it
couple
goes
hours.
back to.
Never seen one. So that's my goal this year, to see a paper straw. If y'all happen to run into one, save it so we can look at it. Here's something that is different. Cutting out the middleman. Will it work? Well, Elon thinks it will. So much that in Michigan, he has started his own rental company, car. You know how you go to the airport? They're going to be renting, if I say this word correctly, Teslas. I'm close. We'll call it a win. For $60 a day, you can rent one of their cars, unlimited mileage, do whatever you want with it. It may work. Fees keep climbing with all of these. Y'all know that. Do you want insurance with this? And next thing you know, you walk away, your car rental is $250. Like Odie, it'd be cheaper to go rent a U-Haul to go on a date at $19.95. That man's so cheap. Boy, there's some lines there from Jeff Foxworthy that we'll leave alone this morning. We have our first case of this in Colorado since 1999, and unfortunately this leads to a death. A mountain lion has attacked a woman. She is deceased from her injuries. A mountain lion, can y'all imagine? You see the videos of all the time on deer cameras, people showing this stuff. Ohio. At first they thought it might be suicide, but that's not the case. A wife and a dentist were found in their home. Their children were unharmed. They were both deceased. It has been confirmed that they were murdered. They are now looking for a suspect. Glad they got that straightened out. Wouldn't it be awful to be labeled suicide? You see that in the movies a lot, to where they plan it to make it look that way. But this is real life. We do hope that they find the killer that done such a horrible thing there. Today, there's 5 states that will be added to this. Total of 18 in the end, but 5, it goes into effect today. Let me see here. Indiana, Iowa, Nebraska, Utah, and West Virginia. Almost have. Y'all sing with me. And what they're banning is Snap. You will no longer be able to use that to purchase Cokes, candy, and other little items like that. Took effect today. They're putting a halt on all of this. Y'all all know that it shouldn't be used for that. It wasn't intended for that in the beginning. A lot of people are going to have some pushback on that. They like the way it's being done now. Hawaii. I'd read this story, 2-3 months back. Ships. I've never been on one. These Carnival cruises and such that go over to Hawaii and take port. But what they were trying, this is ridiculous in my opinion. It got blocked at the last hour. A federal ruling has blocked Hawaii from a climate charge to tourist landing, or however you word it, what you do on a ship when you come into port. It's a tax that you would have to pay every person that came into port. Climate change. Don't get me started on that subject, but it's been blocked at the last hour. Do you remember the Texas teenager that was missing? She was 19 years old, Kamala. She has been found. Her body has been identified. Now the search begins to what happened. Heartbreaking for parents. We also go to Jasper, Alabama next. Have y'all heard this story? A 4-year-old little boy is missing. Now, there's a lot of twists to this. Mom lived in another state. The dad only got the child for 5 days a year. They were given over. He reported, this is where I go, huh? There's also an older brother and a dog that were supposed to be with the little boy at the time he disappeared. Now, they're not listing the older one as still missing, but they haven't said where he is. The 4-year-old still missing. And while they were conducting the search there for the little boy, they found some devices that should not have been at Daddy's house. He was arrested on that charge. Has nothing to do with the disappearance of his child. He was ex-military. Now, we don't know what it is that they found, but they worded it as devices, and have charged him. It's early. I hadn't had enough coffee. Let's hope that this young man, and it's been New Year's Eve now, January 2nd, a 4-year-old missing for that long, and it's been cold. Y'all know that. Cruise ship passenger, she's 77 years old. They have called off the search for her. She fell overboard. One can only know how that you wouldn't. The odds of making it more than 30 minutes at that age are slim in water. Y'all know that. Pray for that family. They do need it. Now we get into the touchy headlines that are going on across America. Oh, you know where I'm supposed to go. Minnesota is the place to be. Tim Waltz wants to hide behind something. a car or anything to keep people away from him. As we look at this now, as I set this up, and we've talked about it many times over the last few days, these daycares, money has been being funneled into them. I even saw where a doctor said, wouldn't I be better just to quit my practice and get an $800,000 donation to start a daycare and be paid? It was phenomenal the way it was done. But as I say this money is being funneled, or it appears that way. Now, daycares, for the most part, $100 a child or something like that. In some cases, it's more than that, is what the average person may charge for this. But how does a group of daycares, get this, make donations to federal campaigns on the Democrat side? You know how much they donated together? Somebody hold your hat, because it's going to scare you. $35 million was donated to campaigns from daycares. If that doesn't make you scratch your head and go, how can they afford to do this? Most of that money that's brought in goes to the employees, some diapers and this, that, and the other to keep things going. And, well, they might get a wage at the end of the week, the owner. That's ridiculous. $35 million. Now, that's collective. That's not one daycare. I don't want anybody to misunderstand me as we look at this. Minnesota voter fraud. This also drags deeper into that. Y'all, again, grab your chair on this one. Set your hat down. The day of the election, you're not going to believe this, but 19% of all voters that voted in Minnesota was on election day. 500,000 the day of. Anybody want to investigate that? And we're just talking about Minnesota right now. This goes far beyond that, and y'all know that as well as I do. As I've often said around here, if it happens in Jackson, it's just a matter of time before it happens here, and it happens with all crimes. Now, Nick Shirley, he is the guy that exposed all of this with his video. The legacy media doesn't like him, nor does Tim Waltz. Tim Waltz already calling him a white supremacist. Nick is saying, whoops, that didn't work this time. That used to, but it doesn't no longer work in America. Facts are facts, and they're slowly coming out. We'll see what becomes of it. We have our first person that is fed up with Tim and has filed how does it put it in Minnesota? Filed a formal complaint against Tim. That's the first, violating statute 3.971. We'll see what becomes of that. The 112th mayor of New York City was sworn in. Now, I used this picture from Fox News. I'm going to show this, and it was also used on the Golden Age Times YouTube page, not YouTube, but X page, Twitter. I want y'all to quickly notice when I show this picture. I see nothing that says America. No flag, no Bible, no nothing as he is inaugurated. Let me show this picture. Anybody see an American flag anywhere? I don't. The 112th mayor is now running New York. You're going to be shocked as this takes its part. You know what the cabinet will be filled with. Hate to be the one to break all this to you. Oh, they're already in Seattle, Washington. They have located 20 daycare centers within 3 blocks that are getting money. They won't answer the door when it's knocked on by reporters. Imagine that. Let's see here. Now, I don't have the exact numbers, but this is being said this morning. A guy named John Arnold is releasing these numbers, saying that in 2025, it had the lowest numbers of mass shootings in America since 2006. Homicides were down since 1950s. Road fatalities down since 2019. Let's hope those numbers stay steady and all of that is 100% true. Do y'all remember the Nashville shooter? I brought her up last week. She was the girl that went into the Christian school, transgender, shot a bunch of people. Anybody want to know how she afforded to buy her firearms? And the media kept all of this quiet. Her family said it up front. We believe this is how she afforded to do it. Oh, it was on her student loans that y'all probably paid for or was given to them. How can Something needs to be done with this money. I understand if you're in college. I was there at one time, and I made it 2 years before I figured out that it wasn't for me, and I went on into a life of radio. But I do remember working a job, going to college, trying to pay my tuition, and it was rough, y'all. I understand if you're in college, you have to use some of your money that you borrow for food and for lodging. I get that. But boy, it sure needs to be monitored better. Matter of fact, I even know people that I went with who just majored in partying. And, well, their whole money that they borrowed was used for, beer and liquor. That's all they done. I don't know that they really ever attended much class. Oh, you remember that person. But, again, it's your tax dollars. Thought y'all might want to know that. And, boy, this is really getting into, because I don't like that. I hate to say you don't like somebody and you don't know them. But there's two people upon this earth that I put into that category. That little pudgy guy that rode the scooter in that movie, Paul whatever, and had that UPS show, King of Queens. But Mall Cop. I just absolutely don't like the guy, and he's never done anything to me. Really. I just don't like watching him. He's boring to me, and his jokes aren't good. The next guy is on Fox News, and I watch it, and I go, who would want to watch this? He's like, it's like watching somebody's grandpa that is in a bad mood, and he's like this the whole time. And who I'm talking about is this Mark Levin. Y'all familiar with him? He appears. Mark Levine. Okay, I was close on his name. Y'all forgive me. Mark Levin is how you say it? Levine. I'd have spelled it different, but that's okay. But him and Megyn Kelly are in an all-out war with each other. He said something about her, trying to discredit her from her 2018 NBC gig that she got, only because of what she said about the president. You have to give her kudos. She used it to her advantage, made a lot of money. But she is now on her own, started her own little network online, and it has worked. It's gotten so bad, this is what she called him: old, irrelevant, bitter, and an angry little man. She ain't holding back, y'all. But I have to give her credit. He is the most boring person that I've ever seen. Makes me want to go back and watch just a Bill O'Reilly show just to make myself feel better because I saw him. Las Vegas is not getting any better. There's so many factors in this. As I mentioned last week, the Formula One race didn't help any. Online gambling, it is starting to hurt the casino industries. Oh, and we can't forget those Canadians are kind of mad at Las Vegas in the U.S. right now. They're not coming in. But it is steadily declining to where at New Year's it's usually a big uptick of people visiting. It didn't happen this time. Hubba, hubba, hubba. Trump has delayed the tariffs on upholstered furniture, kitchen cabinets, and vanities for at least a year. So Home Depot won't be going up on that for a little while, just so you know. Let's see what else we've got this morning. Trump is going to be removing the National Guard troops from Chicago, Los Angeles, and Portland, but he goes, hey, hang on. I'm pretty sure I'll send them back. That is what's happening. I saw the video to this, and I thought, what in the world is that? But it was a Disney worker that jumped in front. It was kind of like the Indiana Jones show, where the rocks roll down the hill. He jumped out in front of it. He stopped it, but he got injured. It's good to know that somebody will take it for someone else. It stops someone else from getting hurt. I don't think it's serious injuries. Y'all hold on. If y'all think that's stuff, wait till we get into the local headlines that are coming up at the top of the hour. Your forecast, some funny stuff went on. Monster truck driving in Meridian, Mississippi. We'll show you all that. That's coming up at 7. Next, we've got your weather forecast. Y'all don't go anywhere.
On a hot day chasing crime in Meridian, to make a man thirsty, there's no better way than an ice-cold Coca-Cola to quench your thirst.
Or an ice-cold Diet Coke if you prefer that flavor.
No matter where you're at, stop by a local store and support that store and Meridian Coca-Cola. They're supporting us every day.
The Scotty Ray Report studio is sponsored by Environment Masters, providing hassle-free heating and cooling, plumbing, and electrical services since 1950.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA.
As we get into our forecast this morning, this is what we've got. Record highs go back to 2023. It was 80 degrees. Oh, boy, that's shocking. It's 3 years ago now. Wow. Back in 1928, it was cold. It was 12 today. As we look at our forecast and high, 67 today in Meridian. Now, the further north we go, you're going to see that the rain increases there in northern Winston County. By the time you get to Columbus Air Force Base and you hang out at Bully, well, it's going to be raining mostly for the most part of the day. 57 there at the state line. We'll see 72 at Vicksburg and 67 on the coast. We do have a 50% chance of showers today, so keep that umbrella handy between 10 and 4. Now, tonight we'll get down. Look at this. Not much change. About 10 degrees difference in between daytime and nighttime lows. That's drastically different than New Year's, isn't it? 56 tonight in Meridian, 54 in Philadelphia, 51 there at Mississippi State, and we'll see 45-ish there at the state line. Down through the Mississippi River, we'll see 54 there at Vicksburg. Natchez warming up a little bit, and even warmer at Gulfport with a 61 for an overnight low. Alabama, what y'all doing today? Notice I didn't say that other word that goes with that. 66 in Demopolis. We'll use 62 in Birmingham. Oh, we got about 67 there at Hanks Grave over at Montgomery. Look at this. Boy, that just says it's going to be hot. Woof. Y'all get ready. Get out your air conditioners again because it's 2026 in January. We'll need it in the Deep South. Where it went, here it is. We were out of sequence. 67 today is what we'll see, somewhere between 40 to 50%, depending upon what county you're standing in, with a high 67 down to 56 tonight, down to a 30% chance of rain tomorrow. But look at our temperatures here. 65. We'll get 60 over the weekend, but by next week, it's summertime again. 71. We'll even get up to about 75 next Wednesday. It is some kind of warm, y'all. Here we go. All the way through the 17th, we'll see 72 on the 9th. And by the time we get to the 16th, wow, oh, wow, we're going to be somewhere around 60 degrees, 58 to 60. Nighttime lows might get down at one point there to freezing, but around 40 for the most part. We'll watch this closely as it will change over the next few days. Now, as we got ahead, let's go back here and take a look at our fishing forecast. We're there. What's happening? Best times to fish today, brought to you by Parker Wholesale, is going to be about 10 a.m. this morning, 10:15 to about 12:15. Ought to be pretty good. Another minor chance this afternoon around 3:15. Sunrise will roll in at 6:56. Your hunting calendar? From Wimberley Taxidermy, it looks like it's going to be a good day. It's best is what the rating is putting out. Major times to hunt today, 10:18 to 12:18. And then we've got a good hour this afternoon, about 3:45. You need to be there about 3:30 because you're going to make a bunch of racket getting in the woods. Walk slow. Until about 5 o'clock, it should be good. Sunrise, 6:56. Sunset is now over the 5 o'clock mark at 5:01 is what we're looking at. Let's go back and take a look at live radar this morning of what we got going on. I meant to get there and had that already pulled up. Here's radar this morning. As we look at this, we do show rain out to our northwest of Meridian. Vicksburg getting showers this morning there along Highway 61. We get into the Kosciuszko area north of there, getting wet. Durant wet, Winona, Greenwood, all up in the Delta area, rain this morning. We are showing a little bit north of Columbus this morning, even Water Valley showing some showers, and south of Oxford. Now, as we get to the state line, it hadn't made it there yet, but look out to our west there. More coming. We do have a few showers again right down here just due east of Natchez. It's going around Boone, Roxy, those areas there. Bonus, Mississippi. I didn't even know we had a Bonus, Mississippi. 59 there this morning if you're in that area. The coast looks good this morning as we glance across it. Showers back to Tulsa, Oklahoma. Little Rock, Arkansas getting showers. Kentucky has got fog this morning. And we're still showing snow showers as we get up in here around, look at this. Uniontown, Oil City, these places here in Pennsylvania getting some snow this morning. Take some getting used to. Cleveland, Ohio, also getting snow this morning. Youngstown, so be careful in those areas. We're already at 6:54. We've got the game together. That girl didn't show up again. She went to a game, didn't make it home. We'll check in with Greg. We do have a guest this morning. We'll introduce her in just a moment. She's smiling already, just a tickle to be sitting next to Greg. You know, it's a waiting list of ladies that want to come in here and be next to Greg on Fridays. Fun Friday is here, y'all. I hope you'll join us. It kicks off in just about 3 minutes from now. Don't miss it. Join us. We're going to give you all the stats from 2025 and, Greg's prediction for 26. All that's on the way. Oh, and some great coffee from Odie. He's all over this over there. That's called emergency management at its best. That man knows how to make coffee, y'all. Join us. We'll see you at 7.